The H.A.A.R.P research facility is being used by the globalist elite to control the world's weather, accelerate the climate change agenda, and inflict damage on enemies, according to insiders who are warning the world that Nikola Tesla's death ray technology is being utilized by H.A.A.R.P to assist the elite in their goal of subjugating humanity. The American research initiative called H.A.A.R.P has been active since the early 1990s. Although the project has a number of goals, radio communication technology advancement is considered to be its primary focus. H.A.A.R.P is the world's most capable high-power, high-frequency transmitter for a study of the ionosphere, a university released by the University of Alaska reads. Operation of the research facility was transferred from the United States Air Force to the University of Alaska Fairbanks on August the 11th, 2015, allowing H.A.A.R.P to continue with the exploration of ionospheric phenomenology via a land-use cooperative research and development agreement. The official release continues. But so much for the official report. With more and more reports of bizarre and impossible weather around the world, it's worth asking, what is H.A.A.R.P really up to? Many people close to the research facility are warning that H.A.A.R.P is being used to control the world's weather and manipulate geopolitical tensions. A Romanian general who was granted intimate access to the facility later claimed that H.A.A.R.P was never closed down, but is continuously being improved and upgraded over the years. Geoengineering expert General Emil Straniu discussed the dangers of H.A.A.R.P to members of the media in Serbia. He dubbed it the weapon of the apocalypse, telling journalists that it can potentially be used for economic warfare, climate change and population control. The H.A.A.R.P system has been in operation since 1993, Straniu said. The number of antennas and transmitters has increased year by year, with more than 180 antennas and main generators in use. Today, H.A.A.R.P has the highest power in its history and can carry out remote missions anywhere in the world. Straniu explained three main directions in geoengineering. First is carbon geoengineering, which aims to remove carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Second is solar geoengineering, which seeks to modify the amount of solar radiation absorbed and released into the Earth's atmosphere. Military geoengineering, the third direction, makes use of environmental modification technology for military purposes in all three environments, land, sea and air. According to Straniu, the current climate change issue appears to be caused by such geoengineering projects, secretly carried out for decades. The most powerful H.A.A.R.P installation is located in Kokona, Alaska, which closed down in 2014 and went under the purview of the University of Alaska Fairbanks 2 years later in 2016. However, Straniu pointed out that this was a cover by the US Army and CIA to continue H.A.A.R.P operations there. Straniu also recounted being at the UAF H.A.A.R.P facility and discovering how the weapon is used. He shared that some of its applications include causing explosions similar to those caused by nuclear bombs, modifying the environment and creating hurricanes, tornadoes, water spouts and tsunamis in areas where they do not normally occur. The weapon can also generate earthquakes and volcanic eruptions by stimulating areas prone to such phenomena. It can also alter brainwaves and control people's thinking. Given the general's revelations, many on social media are pointing their fingers at H.A.A.R.P for causing the massive February 2022 earthquake that hit Turkey and Syria. The disaster left at least 54,387 people dead. Straniu is not alone in believing the existence of a geoengineering weapon. His fellow Romanian senator, H.A.A.R.P, argued during a speech at the Romanian parliament that the earthquake in Turkey may have been the result of a geo-weapon the globalists deployed against Ankara. According to the lawmaker, the Turkish president's defiance of the globalists did not sit well with the latter. H.A.A.R.P pointed to the fact that 10 countries closed their embassies and withdrew their ambassadors just days before the event. And 10 seconds before the occurrence of the so-called earthquakes, the Turks closed these oil and gas pipelines. She also pointed to the 150 aftershocks of the devastating earthquake, the second larger than the first, as proof of the tremors being artificial in nature. She added that geoweapons have existed for a very long time and have been used so far without causing too many casualties, probably for experiments. Now it's been put into practice, the senator remarked, but no one thought that people would have to die, so many people and in such a terrible way. Numerous social media posts have claimed that H.A.A.R.P is being used to engineer storms and heat waves. Some have even suggested its use as a tool to hype climate alarmism and make people more receptive to climate lockdowns. Worse, H.A.A.R.P has been claimed to be a tool for depopulating the world. These damning accusations are prima facie evidence of a deliberate attack on Turkey by the globalist elite using H.A.A.R.P technology. Further evidence is emerging that H.A.A.R.P has been weaponized. According to noted Brazilian physicist Dr. Fran de Aquino, the fully functional H.A.A.R.P network is not only modifying weather and geophysical events, it may also be warping space and gravity, even time. Dr. Diaquino also alleges that H.A.A.R.P is using Nikola Tesla's legendary deathray weapon to control the weather and natural disasters around the world. If you know anything about Nikola Tesla, you'll know that the FBI visited him just before his death and confiscated thousands and thousands of pages of designs and inventions. These inventions became the property of the US government. H.A.A.R.P's high-frequency radio waves that can be intensified, modulated and directed to almost any place on Earth are built upon some of the most advanced work of the legendary inventor and visionary Nikola Tesla. Tesla worked for decades on a revolutionary weapons technology he named Teleforce. A powerful, deadly death ray Tesla claimed would change warfare forever. Recently, bizarre auroras and disturbances to land masses have called attention to the possibility that elements of H.A.A.R.P technology have been weaponized to adopt Tesla's annihilating death ray that works with the propagation of focused radio frequencies to disrupt bonds that keep molecules together using non-linear effects of intense radiated power. Is it a coincidence that blue light was witnessed in the sky before the earthquake in Turkey that caused such destruction and claimed so many lives? As early as 2009, the warning sign of a H.A.A.R.P superweapon left its signature on a tiny Mexican island in the Gulf of Mexico. The island, named Bermuda, was there one day and quite simply disappeared the next. The mystery has never been solved. Although the official explanation is global warming and rising waters, the Gulf didn't measurably rise during 2009, nor did the seafloor drop. Cleo Pascal, an associate fellow of the Royal Institute of International Affairs in London, notes, in September 2009, it was reported that, in spite of being on maps for centuries, the tiny island of Bermuda in the Gulf of Mexico could no longer be found. The Mexican government sent out planes and boats and used satellites to try and find it, but it was gone. And, along with it, a large claim Mexico was making in the hydrocarbon-rich waters in the Gulf. Some in Mexico said that clearly the CIA had blown up their island to subvert their stake. The United States response was clear: no island, no claim. How convenient. Vaporized at the touch of a button. It's claimed the island inexplicably vanished. Or was it inexplicable? At the time the island ceased to exist, strange phenomena were reported in and around the Gulf of Mexico. Shimmering rainbow clouds formed and massive chemtrail spraying took place. At the same time, mysterious vortexes erupted in the normally placid waters. Odder still, sailors in the vicinity of Bermuda the day of its disappearance reported bizarre light refraction in the skies. Their testimony was written off as unconfirmed UFO reports. Yet the display of energy and the vortexes are telltale signs of H.A.A.R.P activity. The kind of activity that has nothing to do with analysing and experimenting with the ionosphere, and everything to do with manipulating and controlling humanity. This power-hungry cabal of billionaires and politicians has long plotted to enslave the masses, and now they're making their move. But thanks to people who refuse to succumb to their brainwashing, people like you, the global elite are finding it much harder than they thought. Here at the People's Voice, we are determined to continue reporting on the plans of the elite.